Hi, I'm registered and licensed dietitian nutritionist Wendy Wesley, and I'm here today to talk about cast iron pans. Every time I put something on social media about cast iron, I get a lot of comments and a lot of questions. And I think what that tells me is that people want to do more with cast iron, but maybe they've never learned how to season it, how to take care of it, how to wash it, how to store it, and people always complain about the rust. And the conclusion I've come to is that cast iron is best when it gets used. It's almost like a boat motor. You have to, or a lawnmower motor, you have to keep using it for it to function. You let it sit and things go wonky and they rust and they don't work. So the first rule of cast iron is you've got to use it. The way I use it is I keep it out on top of my stove, or I keep it in the oven. And that way it's not an out of sight, out of mind thing. When I store them is when I don't use them, and that's when I develop rust. So I love cooking in my cast iron so they stay out on the top of the stove. Now this cast iron pan, you can probably see, is dirty. There's some food remnants in it. Let me tell you what happened. Last night, I heated up some onion, got them nice and slow, caramelized, brown, yummy, lovely. And then I had some leftover pulled pork, and I put the pulled pork in the pan with the onions. And I use this pan as a kind of a reheat pan for leftover pulled pork. I'm doing a lot of leftovers in my cast iron, and because I just find that it conducts heat beautifully, and these pans develop flavor over time. That's one of the things about cast iron that is so fantastic, is that if you could smell this cast iron pan, it's kind of a combination of onion and grease and bacon. And for some of you that might be gross, you might just want to turn off the video right now. But if you kind of like that, which I do, I like onions and I like grease and butter and things like that. I like my food to have a lot of flavor, and I find that cast iron imparts a lot of flavor. So what I just did was I just kind of wiped it out. At this point, I would cook something in it. Don't get grossed out. There's nothing wrong going on. There's not bacteria. I'm not getting sick when I use my cast iron pans. Now let me tell you, when I want to clean it, this one and this one, I got Big Bear and Little Bear cast iron. The big one's about 20 years old, and this one's going on about 15 years old. And what I do is I get the water super hot, no soap, no soap, no soap, no soap. No detergent, no dishwashers, no nothing. I just gently get the water really hot. I clean it with a sponge or a green scrubby that has no soap on it, because soap will remove your coating. You don't want to remove your coating. And I dry it with a paper towel, and then I add a thin coat of oil, little bit of oil. If you add too much oil, after it's clean, it'll get sticky and gummy. I've made that mistake many times, thinking that more is better. No, less is better. So I'll put a little bit of oil, either olive oil or vegetable oil, on like a paper towel, and I'll just kind of wipe it, and then that's it. That's cleaning. Hot water, green scrubby, dry, then a little bit of oil. Don't touch it. You're done. You're done. Same with this guy. See how shiny this one is? This one is actually better seasoned than this one. This one takes a lot more abuse than this one. This one is got this great nonstick coating. And I'll leave you with this, and I'll do more of these videos later about seasoning, but you cannot put cold food in a cold pan. It's best to you can't always put room temperature food in a pan, because I know you just get home from work, you don't have time to bring your food to room temperature, but don't put food in a cold pan. Put this on the stovetop, get it nice and hot, and then put your food in. I've seen it happen over and over again. Someone will take, they'll just turn on the fire, and then they'll take the food, and then nothing happens, because the food just sucks all of that energy that you've put into the pan. Get your pan hot, and that will help your cast iron be this non-stick surface. Cast iron is the original Teflon. It is what folks a long time ago, before we had Teflon, used as a non-stick cooking surface. And to do that, you can't use soap, and you've got to keep them kind of gritty and kind of dirty. And if that's not you, it's okay. But if you're okay with it, cast iron cooking is a fantastic way to not only have really flavorful, tasty food, but you'll also impart iron into your food. Yes, when you cook with cast iron ions, say that fast 3 times, will impart into your food. So if you're anemic and you need more iron, cooking in cast iron is a great way to get more iron into your food. That's not a big amount, but every little bit helps when you do have anemia. I'm Wendy Wesley. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and I thank you for listening. Okay, bye-bye.